That's okay? broken. This is like this is piece of.
Mine is okay.
Yours is in good shape. Mine is in like has on. Just look at the shape of this. This is how like it's just been through. There is this thickening here. I can't pull it. So this is modified.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
It's.
Alright.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just wanted you to be comfortable.
I'm comfortable. I'm always comfortable when I'm uncomfortable. Winter. Okay.
Focus.
Seven.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please take your seats. Bon après-midi, tout le monde. Boozhoo. My name is Jennifer Lang. I'm the director of the Ontario Honours and Awards Secretariat, and I'll be your MC this afternoon. Je m'appelle Jennifer Lang. Je suis la directrice du secrétariat des distinctions et prix de l'Ontario, et je serai votre maîtresse de cérémonie cet après-midi. I'm pleased to welcome you to the Order of Ontario Investiture Ceremony. J'ai le plaisir de vous accueillir à la cérémonie d'investiture de l'Ordre de l'Ontario. Please take a moment to turn off your cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you. I'd like to begin this afternoon's ceremony by acknowledging the land on which we are hosting today's investiture ceremony. Toronto is a sacred gathering place for many Indigenous peoples of Turtle Island. I wish to recognize the long history of First Nations and Métis people in Ontario and show respect to the Mississaugas of the Credit. And now, please join me in greeting the appointees to the Order of Ontario. Et maintenant, je vous invite à me joindre pour accueillir les lauréates et les lauréats de l'Ordre de l'Ontario. As is customary at this time, for those who are able, please rise and join me in welcoming the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, Her Honour, the Honourable Elizabeth Dowdeswell, accompanied by the Honourable Sylvia Jones, Deputy Premier of Ontario and Minister of Health. Please remain standing for the playing of the Vice-Regal Salute. Thank you. Everyone, please be seated. I now invite Maggie John to deliver the invocation. Maggie John is the host and producer of Context, Beyond the Headlines, highlighting the thread of faith intertwined in the news impacting our world. She has been a national producer, field reporter, and TV host for more than 20 years, covering local, national, and international stories.
Let us pray. Creator, God, and Lord of all, we stand in awe of you this evening. As we stand in this beautiful setting, let us not lose sight of the history that surrounds us. The relics remind us of how far humanity has come. And so we honor the past and celebrate the future with our newly invested appointees here this evening. It is your favor that has enabled the appointees here with us today to accomplish the works for which they are being celebrated and honored, and we thank you. We thank you for their dedication to our communities, our province, our nation, and the world, and the many they serve. We thank you for the ways you have provided so that we can give back. We thank you for the mountains and the valleys, knowing that anything with significance doesn't come easy, but with hard work, failures, and successes, only you and those that stand before us and their loved ones know what it has taken to be here today. So we ask you to center our minds, hearts, and thoughts on how you have used those being celebrated today for the benefit of so many. Let their works and accomplishments motivate all of us in this room to see people, care for people, and genuinely love our neighbors as ourselves. Center our souls on how to share our abundance. Connect us, Lord, one need at a time. And as these names are written in this country's history books, let their lives inspire those who come after them, lighting a flame and a path to a future brighter than we could ever hope and imagine. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. John. It's now my pleasure to invite Her Honor, the Honorable Elizabeth Dowdesweld, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, to bring remarks. Maintenant, j'ai le plaisir d'inviter son honneur, l'Honorable Elizabeth Dowdesweld, Lieutenant Gouverneur de l'Ontario, à faire des allocutions. Your Honor, votre honneur.
Deputy Premier, Order of Ontario investees and your families, elected officials, distinguished guests, mes chers amis, good evening, bonsoir, bonjour. As Chancellor of the Order, it gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to the investiture of the 2021 members of the Order of Ontario. Je suis tellement reconnaissant que nous puissions nous réunir et décerner en personne la plus haute distinction de notre province. And what an ideal setting, one of my favorite places in the city. Actually, this year marks the 110th anniversary of the ROM Act, which made this museum possible. The Act promised, and I quote, to provide a home for culture and science under the same academical roof. The idea was to unite what were felt to be very diverse fields. And in that same spirit, tonight's ceremony brings together a group of remarkable leaders who demonstrate the wide range of endeavors and achievements in our province. From athletics to aviation, from food sustainability to film, from memorials to music, and from healthcare to history and human rights. The 2021 appointees to the Order of Ontario have made a difference in so many ways. To those of you about to be invested, your stories are inspirational. Whether you grew up on this part of Turtle Island or arrived from elsewhere, you've discovered and created opportunities for yourselves and for others. But what's more, you've found positive and effective ways of giving back. Chacun d'entre vous nous rappelle que le tissu de notre province est tissé par le dévouement et le service de personnes comme vous. Et ensemble, vous symbolisez et démontrez la puissance du collectif. In these turbulent times, we know there are forces that would undermine our democracy by creating and deepening fault lines between people and communities. But here and now, we affirm that the spirit of cooperation and collaboration is still intact. To bring about a more inclusive and resilient democracy, we must stand together in common cause, literally when possible, but also every day in our hearts. With your commitment to excellence and innovation and your community-minded thinking, you're leading by example in Ontario's efforts to build back both bolder and better. I wonder if anyone's told you that you're being invested into the Order for life. May this honor encourage you to rededicate yourselves to furthering the causes to which you are devoted in the service of others. May it inspire you to share your stories far and wide. And with that in mind, I'd love to have the opportunity to have a personal conversation with you at your convenience to hear your individual stories. So tomorrow morning, look for the email from me. I'm so privileged to be in your company tonight and to join your very proud families and friends in congratulating you and wishing you well. I do so in the name of His Majesty the King and all Ontarians. Enjoy this very special evening. Merci.
Thank you, Your Honor. Merci, Votre Honneur. I now invite the Honorable Sylvia Jones, Deputy Premier of Ontario, to bring greetings on behalf of the province.
Your Honor, inductees, family, friends, and guests, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. On behalf of Premier Ford, I want to welcome everyone who is here with us today. It is my privilege to stand alongside Lieutenant Governor Dowdeswell as Ontario's highest honor is bestowed on 24 highly deserved new inductees. The Order of Ontario, of course, is given to those whose great achievements and dedicated service represent the best of what Ontario has to offer. This year's class of inductees show once again the impact that Ontarians make on the world stage, whether it's in business, philanthropy, public service, and even the boxing ring. This year's inductees represent excellence in their fields. They show us all what can be accomplished through hard work, determination, and that relentless Ontario spirit. As fellow Ontarians, this year's inductees fill us with pride and gratitude, because through your work, you have helped build a better Ontario for generations to come. And so, on behalf of the people of Ontario, let me thank you for your many contributions and the example you set for future Ontarians who look to you for inspiration and guidance. They can have no finer role models than the inductees we honor here tonight. Thank you, congratulations, be well.
Thank you, Deputy Premier. I'd now like to call upon Deputy Minister David Way to introduce today's appointees.
Good afternoon. Bon après-midi. Anne Boujou. Your Honor, Deputy Premier, honored appointees, distinguished guests, family, and friends. As Secretary General to the Order of Ontario, it is my privilege to introduce 24 appointees for the year 2021 and 3 appointees for the year 2020 for investiture into the Order of Ontario. Aujourd'hui, nous célébrons l'investiture de 24 membres méritants. C'est pour moi un grand privilège de présenter ces gens exceptionnels à l'Ordre de l'Ontario. Your Honor, we will commence with the appointees for the year 2021. Your Honor, the first appointee this afternoon is Payam Akavan. World-renowned international human rights lawyer, distinguished professor, and senior fellow of Massey College at the University of Toronto, and member of the Permanent Court of Arbitration at The Hague, Payam Akavan will long be remembered for his contributions to global humanitarian justice. Mr. Akavan left Iran as a child to flee religious persecution. He has devoted his life to investigating atrocities around the world. He has prosecuted war crimes for the United Nations and defended genocide survivors in Bosnia and Rwanda, as well as the Yazidi in Iraq and the Rohingya in Myanmar. Closer to home, he has focused on abuses against Indigenous children at Indian residential schools and justice for the Canadian victims of Ukraine flight PS-752 shot down over Iran in 2020. Mr. Akavan is an elected Fellow of the Royal Society of Canada and recipient of the Law Society of Ontario's prestigious Human Rights Award and has delivered the CBC Massey Lectures across Canada. Your Honor, Payam Akavan. Your Honor, the next appointee is Walter Arbib. Walter Arbib, through his work as co-founder of Skylink Aviation, has left an indelible imprint on communities in crisis across the globe. Through Skylink's fleet of airplanes and helicopters, he has helped deliver life-saving food, medicine, and emergency relief to dangerous places around the globe, areas devastated by extreme weather events, conflict, or war, including the Sudan, Northern Darfur, and Yemen. Mr. Arbib has also helped restore and rebuild lives closer to home by creating the Arbib Family Foundation at Sick Kids Hospital, focusing on Crohn's disease, colitis, and other inflammatory conditions, while also supporting numerous other Canadian foundations and funds. Your Honor, Walter Arbib. Your Honor, the next appointee is Teresa Cascioli. Dr. Teresa Cascioli assumed control of Lakeport Brewing in the late 1990s. Less than a decade later, under her stewardship and guidance, the company flourished, growing employment within her community. The company's 2-4 for $24 pricing strategy started the discount category for Ontario and captured in excess of 15% market share. She took the company public on the TSX and then sold it to one of her major competitors for over $200 million, giving the Ontario-based brewery international acclaim. With her generous philanthropic endeavors, Dr. Cascioli has also supported many Ontario-based charitable organizations through the Teresa Cascioli Charitable Foundation. She is a mentor for young entrepreneurs and students who are inspired by her life experiences operating in a competitive and historically male-dominated business. With grit, tenacity, hard work, and a desire to give back, Teresa Cascioli has created a lasting legacy. Your Honor, Teresa Cascioli. Your Honor, the next appointee is George Chavallo. Mr. Chavallo is unable to attend today, but we are joined by his family and friends. He was invested this month in a private ceremony. Former Canadian heavyweight boxing champion George Chavallo has inspired many with his story of strength and perseverance. As a child of Croatian parents, Mr. Chavallo grew up in Toronto's Junction neighborhood and trained to fight other boxing legends, notably Muhammad Ali, who said Mr. Chavallo was the toughest guy he ever fought. Mr. Chavallo also fought the fight against drug abuse, having faced the tragic effects of addiction within his own family. He has spent decades helping athletes, students, inmates, and those in recovery. Through his personal battle against drug abuse, he has helped thousands of children understand the risks of drugs through his candid and direct presentations. With passion and humor, he has continued to have a positive impact on his community and the people of Ontario. Your Honor, George Chavallo. Your Honor, the next appointee is Angela Cooper Brathwaite. Born in Trinidad, Dr. Angela Cooper Brathwaite has come a long way in nearly 5 decades as a nurse. Between 1979 and 1981, she was the only racialized woman and only midwife delivering babies in isolated communities across Northeast Newfoundland and Labrador. She persevered, moved to Ontario, and dedicated her life to improving healthcare. Dr. Cooper Brathwaite is an associate graduate faculty member of Ontario Tech University and a leader in nursing education. She has helped launch the Healthy Babies, Healthy Children program, a collaboration between hospital maternity units and public health to promote nursing education and improve women's and children's health. She co-chairs the Registered Nurses Association of Ontario Black Nurses Task Force to address anti-Black racism in the nursing profession. Long admired by her peers, she promises to leave a lasting legacy in healthcare in Ontario. Your Honor, Angela Cooper Brathwaite. Your Honor, the next appointee, Amy Kraft, is unable to attend today's investiture. An internationally recognized researcher and mentor, professor and award-winning author, Amy Kraft is one of Canada's leading minds on Indigenous legal traditions and Canadian Aboriginal law. She is the founding director of research at the National Centre for Reconciliation, where she works tirelessly to ensure that her research program promotes understanding within Indigenous communities. Amy Kraft will be invested at a later date. Your Honor, the next appointee is Stephen Diamond. Stephen Diamond is a driving force behind many of Toronto's innovative real estate projects, with a desire to do what's right for people, businesses, charities, Toronto, and Ontario. As the founder of Diamond Corp and chair of the board of directors for Waterfront Toronto, Mr. Diamond is a leader in planning law and community development. Working with community groups and all levels of government, he understands what it takes to address the needs of both private industry and the municipality. His business flair is matched only by his philanthropic contributions to organizations such as Sunnybrook Hospital, City of Toronto's Partnership to Advance Youth Employment Program, Sanctuary House, and the United Jewish Appeal, all which serve to improve the lives of many across Ontario. Your Honor, Stephen Diamond. Your Honor, the next appointee is Nishan Duriaba. As Chief of Police for Peel Region, Nishan Duriaba is the highest-ranking South Asian police officer in Ontario and the first Sri Lankan Canadian of his rank across North America. He has dedicated his life to strengthening relations between the police and Ontario's diverse communities through volunteer work, diversity initiatives, policing innovations, modernization efforts, and outreach programs. To better serve the public, Chief Duriaba pushed for Ontario's first Community Safety and Well-Being Plan for citizens of Halton, and he continues to do the same in Peel. He has also rocked his guitar at charity events for over 20 years. Your Honor, Nishan Duriaba. Your Honor, the next appointee is Mitch Fraser. As a philanthropist, educator, seniors care advocate, community champion, chancellor, author, and respected lawyer, Mitch Fraser's contributions to the province of Ontario are vast. Mr. Fraser is one of Canada's foremost experts in pension law as the chair of the Pensions and Employment Practice at Torys LLP. His forte is helping others, and as a volunteer, he has raised much-needed funds for many universities, hospitals, and cultural institutions. He has also founded the National Institute of Aging to make Canada the best place to grow up and grow old. Mr. Fraser has also earned numerous awards for his mentorship and leadership, including the Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Medal and an honorary doctorate from Toronto Metropolitan University. Your Honor, Mitch Fraser. Your Honor, the next appointee is Leo Goldar. Leo Goldar turned 22 years of compassionate service as a prominent developer into success by championing people and communities. He is the longest-serving board member of the Toronto General and Western Hospital Foundation and has been a champion of healthcare workers, COVID-19 research, and seniors living with dementia. His many years of philanthropy through the Leo and Sala Goldar Family Foundation has supported numerous causes close to his heart, including the Baycrest Center for Geriatric Care, the Friends of Simon Wiesenthal Center for Holocaust Studies, and the United Jewish Appeal Federation of Greater Toronto. Leo Goldar is generous with his time, his counsel, and leads with his heart. These all have contributed to the social fabric, health, and well-being of people across Ontario. Mr. Goldar has also made an impact on the world by delivering relief supplies to Kosovo refugees and supporting Holocaust survivors living in poverty in Eastern Europe. Your Honor, Leo Goldar. Your Honor, the next appointee is Steve Gupta. Immigrating to Ontario with $108 in his pocket, Dr. Steve Gupta has become a leader in Canada's hospitality and condominium industries as the founder of the Eastons Group and the Gupta Group. For every success, Dr. Gupta has pursued success for others. He created the Indigenous Centre for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, worked with the Canadian National Institute for the Blind, and served on the St. Michael's Hospital Foundation Board, secured incubators for birthing units at Centenary Hospital, established eye surgery camps in India, provided oxygen concentrators in cylinders for India during COVID-19, and provided dialysis machines in Guyana. Dr. Gupta is a recipient of the Queen's Golden Jubilee Medal for Community Service and was named one of Royal Bank of Canada's top 25 Canadian immigrants. Your Honor, Steve Gupta. Your Honor, the next appointee is Elise Harding Davis. Elise Harding Davis has always said, "Without Black history, history is incomplete." For more than 60 years, she has highlighted how African Canadians were essential to Canada's development. Ms. Harding Davis served as the first Black female curator-administrator of an accredited museum in Canada at the Amherstburg Freedom Museum. She also taught African Canadian studies at St. Clair College. She has lectured around the world, published numerous books and articles, and worked with Ontario Police Forces to advise on less biased hiring practices, and was an advisor to the Ministries of Culture, Education, and Heritage. In recognition of her passion and dedication, she was named Windsor and Amherstburg Women of the Year. She's a recipient of the Queen's Gold and Diamond Jubilee Medals, and was presented with the Windsor Detroit International Freedom Festival's Freedom Award, whose previous recipients include Rosa Parks. Your Honor, Elise Harding Davis. Your Honor, the next appointee is Armand P. Labarge. A 37-year veteran of the York Regional Police, Chief Armand Labarge is a champion of diversity and inclusion, an ardent defender of social justice and human rights, and a lifelong community activist and volunteer. In recognition of his leadership, he was elected President of the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police and the Ontario Director for the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police. Dr. Labarge is Governor Emeritus and immediate past chair of the Trent University Board of Governors, and co-chair of the Association of Progressive Muslims of Canada Advisory Board. His leadership and volunteerism have earned him numerous awards, including the Governor General's Award of Merit of the Police Forces and the Queen's Golden and Diamond Jubilee Medals. Your Honor, Armand P. Labarge. Your Honor, the next appointee is Sandra Laronde. Temagami Sandra Larond is a First Nations multidisciplinary artist who has created and produced Indigenous arts and events for over 30 years. She is the founding artistic director of Red Sky Performance and was director of Indigenous Arts at the Banff Centre for Arts and Creativity. She has curated such cultural events as the Land on Which We Dance Festival and the Toronto Symphony Orchestra's celebration of Canada's diverse musical landscape. Today, Ms. Larond serves on the boards of Teo Live Foundation, Temagami Community Foundation, and the Verity Circle on Truth and Reconciliation. For her artistic leadership, she has received many awards, including the Meritorious Service Decoration, the Lieutenant Governor's Ontario Heritage Award for Excellence in Conservation, and an Expressive Arts Award from the Smithsonian Institute. Your Honor, Sandra Larond. Your Honor, the next appointee is Dave Levac. Dave Levac is a distinguished educator, a member of provincial parliament for 19 years, and Ontario's longest-serving Speaker of the House, culminating to over 4 decades of service and leadership. He was recognized as Brantford Citizen of the Year for being a strong advocate for children with special needs, firefighters, veterans, and more. Mr. Levac has also contributed to his community by chairing the Heart and Stroke Foundation, serving on the board of Special Olympics Ontario, and serving as honorary co-chair for a campaign raising $3.1 million benefiting the Crossing All Bridges Learning Centre. In recognition of his many achievements, Dave Levac is a recipient of numerous honors and awards, including the Queen Elizabeth Golden and Diamond Jubilee Medals. Your Honor, Dave Levac. Your Honor, the next appointee is David Mackay. A passionate strategist, mentor, leader, and philanthropist, David Mackay has helped make Ontario a better, more prosperous province, undoubtedly impacting the lives of thousands of people. As the CEO of the Royal Bank of Canada, he has launched countless programs and initiatives to promote innovation, sustainable growth, and giving youth access to equal opportunity. His generosity with his time and advice has helped youth in Ontario gain the skills they need for the future world of work. Beyond his success, David Mackay is a dedicated philanthropist and has raised millions for organizations across the province to enrich the lives of all Canadians. Your Honor, David Mackay. Your Honor, the next appointee is Barbara Marangelo. An international leader in childhood injury prevention, Dr. Barbara Marangelo's novel integrative models and unique prevention programs have shaped this field of public health and our understanding of it. Her influential work on how risk factors interact and lead to injury serves as a guide for communities and researchers throughout Canada and around the world, measurably reducing injury risks to children every day. Unintentional injuries are the #1 cause of preventable deaths for Canadian youth. With over 200 peer-refereed publications, numerous honors and mentorship, she is preparing the next generation of scholars to advance this vital research. Your Honor, Barbara Marangelo. Your Honor, the next appointee is Lori Nickel. Lori Nickel, as a single mother, made it her life's purpose to provide tangible solutions for families facing food insecurity, earning her a reputation for making the impossible possible. As the CEO of the Second Harvest, she created countless programs and initiatives, scaled the organization nationwide, and oversaw the publication of the first report to quantify food waste in Canada. In the last 12 months, she has overseen the provision of 42 million meals to a network of nonprofits and averted 162 million pounds of greenhouse gases from the environment by keeping surplus edible food out of landfills. She is celebrated as one of Canada's 25 most influential women with a passion for change and a unique talent for unifying communities. Your Honor, Lori Nickel. Your Honor, the next appointee is Rose Patton. Consistently named one of Canada's top 100 most powerful women, Rose Patton is internationally celebrated for her leadership, financial acumen, and expertise as a senior banking executive. Ms. Patton has served her community with dedication and inspiration as chair of the Hospital for Sick Children and a chair at the University of Toronto, where she was re-elected in 2021 to a second 3-year term as the university's 34th chancellor. Ms. Patton has been a committed mentor for countless young people and supports children's health research and access to education for the most vulnerable. Her transformative contribution to some of the nation's most storied institutions and her trailblazing leadership have no doubt had a lasting impact on our country. Ms. Patton has served with dedication and inspiration. Your Honor, Rose Patton. Your Honor, the next appointee is Christina Petroska-Quilico. Celebrated pianist Christina Petroska-Quilico has opened the ears of music lovers internationally through numerous classical and contemporary performances, within orchestra and as soloist. With over 50 internationally acclaimed recordings, she has received 4 Juno nominations. Considered one of Canada's top 25 classical pianists, she excels as a towering virtuoso, interpreting works from any compositional style with world-class execution. As a professor of musicology and piano at York University, she has also received esteemed research awards. For her brilliant performances and unflagging advocacy of Canadian and other contemporary music, Professor Petroska-Quilico was named a Fellow of the Royal Society of Canada. As a benefactor, she established the Christina and Louis Quilico Award at the Ontario Arts Foundation and the Canadian Opera Company. Your Honor, Christina Petroska-Quilico. Your Honor, the next appointee is Robert Poirier. As the former chair and one of the longest-serving board members, Robert Poirier helped transform Billy Bishop Toronto City Airport into one of the most successful, community-oriented, and environmentally sustainable urban airports in North America. Committed to creating a more environmentally and community-friendly province, Mr. Poirier worked to convert the airport ferry to electric power and brokered an agreement with Bullfrog Power to reduce carbon emissions by over 17,000 tons. Mr. Poirier also serves as chair overseeing Ontario's transition to a circular economy, and as chair of Metrolinx's Real Estate Committee, responsible for transit-oriented development and community benefits. He has played an integral role in maintaining Billy Bishop as a world-class, award-winning airport. It is now the 9th busiest airport in Canada and the 6th busiest Canadian airport serving the United States. Your Honor, Robert Poirier. Your Honor, the next appointee is Kevin Smith. Dr. Kevin Smith is a rare leader who understands the importance of the continuum of care from basic research to community health within the framework of a publicly funded healthcare system. He has a long and distinguished career, and as the current CEO of University Health Network, Canada's largest research hospital network, he continues to make a healthier world by transforming lives and communities through excellence in care, discovery, and learning. Dr. Smith has been a leader in the province's COVID-19 response. Under his direction, UHN vaccine teams were dispatched to attend to the Toronto area's disadvantaged, underhoused, and homeless citizens, as well as those in long-term care facilities and retirement residences. Your Honor, Kevin Smith. Your Honor, the next appointee is Joan Van Duzer. Creator of Harbinger Foundation, Joan Van Duzer has supported many local and global causes throughout a lifetime of service. She's dedicated to improving quality of life by increasing access to clean water and sanitation in areas experiencing poverty. Through the establishment of the organic Mansfield Heritage Farm, Ms. Van Duzer recognizes and celebrates the sacred and life-affirming role of water, and the delicate relationship between the land and those who depend upon it for food sustainability. From beekeeping and farmers markets to farming internships and educational workshops for kids, this down-to-earth laboratory is a way to get closer to the land. Today, the focus has shifted to Indigenous communities as it relates to food sustainability and culture. A true global thinker, Joan Van Duzer has given a lifetime of extraordinary, generous service to others. Your Honor, Joan Van Duzer. Your Honor, the next appointee is Sarah Waxman. Sarah Waxman elevated Ontario's food and hospitality industry in an unparalleled manner. Leveraging her profile as a leading restaurant critic, best-selling cookbook author, food and travel journalist, and magazine publisher, she helped put Ontario squarely on the map as a premier food and travel destination. Over decades, her columns celebrating the best of our province have appeared in countless daily newspapers, magazines, and books, along with her influential reviews of scores of restaurants. Her focus was on local, long before local became a movement. Busy as she was, Ms. Waxman devoted enormous time to a breadth of charitable causes, with each benefiting from her energy, enthusiasm, and networking abilities. Your Honor, Sarah Waxman. Our next three appointees were named to the Order of 2020, but were unable to attend the investiture ceremony at that time. We are pleased to present them for investiture here today. Your Honor, Karen Goldenberg. Karen Goldenberg is a champion of underprivileged and disadvantaged communities. Educated as a physical and occupational therapist, her professional pursuits have led to innovations to in-home rehabilitation programs, while her volunteerism has improved autism education, addiction research, and career and employment services. Her work as a special advisor to the Ontario Minister of Health ultimately led to Bill 173, the Long-Term Care Act. Her approach to supporting people with physical and mental health challenges has always been community-oriented, taking treatment and aftercare services into the community where people live, work, and interact. As CEO of Jewish Vocational Services, Ms. Goldenberg increased that organization's annual budget from $5 to $20 million and its locations from 3 to 14 across the GTA. A generous donor through the Karen Goldenberg Legacy Fund, she helps support the agency's disability services and Jewish community programs. Karen Goldenberg's passion to make a difference and build bridges across cultures continues to propel her forward. Your Honor, Karen Goldenberg. Your Honor, the next appointee is Ellis Jacob. As a passionate promoter of Canadian film and CEO of Cineplex Entertainment, Ellis Jacob has transformed Canada's film exhibition business. Following his roles as CFO and CEO of Cineplex Odeon, Mr. Jacob proceeded to facilitate the merger of Alliance Atlantis, Canada's two largest distribution companies. After co-founding Galaxy Entertainment, Mr. Jacob became president and CEO of Cineplex Entertainment, now employing over 13,000 people and operating 159 theaters across Canada. He has also built cinemas in several Ontario hospitals for patients to enjoy during their treatment and is focused on philanthropy to help Ontarians achieve a better life. Your Honor, Ellis Jacob. Your Honor, our final appointee is Andre M. Levesque. an eminent historian and distinguished veteran. Dr. Levesque served part-time as a citizen soldier with the Canadian Armed Forces Reserves for 35 years, entering as a private and retiring at the rank of lieutenant colonel. Hailed as a pioneer, veterans advocate, and leading world expert of memorialology, the study of memorials and commemoration, he continues to preserve the memories of veterans and their sacrifices. He was appointed to manage Operation Memoria, the repatriation of Canada's unknown soldier from Vimy, France, to the National War Memorial in Ottawa. Dr. Levesque is also a former visiting scholar with the Royal Military College of Canada. He has penned 150 articles to highlight the importance of remembering our heroes and created a national inventory of Canadian military memorials, which includes 8,000 memorials across Canada, 3,000 of which are in Ontario. Dr. Levesque was admitted into the Canadian Who's Who, an officer of the Order of Military Merit, and a Knight of the National Order of the Legion of Honor from France. Your Honor, Dr. Andre M. Levesque. Your Honor, may I present the newly invested appointees to the Order of Ontario. Today's appointees join a long list of exceptional Ontarians whose achievements have made a difference not only in Ontario, but across Canada and around the world. I would like to take a moment to recognize the members of the Advisory Council to the Order of Ontario, whose names are listed in your programs. The Advisory Council is chaired by the Chief Justice of Ontario. At the time of the nomination review and recommendation for appointments in 2021 and 2020, the Honourable George Strathy was the chair of the Council and is now retired. Would the members of the Advisory Council please rise? I would like everyone to join me in thanking them and congratulating them for their work in selecting our appointees invested today. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.
Thank you, Deputy Way. I'd now like to invite Laura Kelly to lead us in the singing of O Canada. Laura is an active member of Ontario's professional music scene. She's a graduate of York University's Faculty of Fine Arts with an honors degree in music. For those who are able, please rise for our national anthem and remain standing for the departure of the Vice-Regal Party, followed by the appointees and the Advisory Council members.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Caut ombra se combattait les pays, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Everyone, please be seated. This officially concludes the investiture ceremony for the Order of Ontario. Ceci conclut officiellement la cérémonie d'investiture de l'Ordre de l'Ontario. The appointees and advisory council members are now having their official photographs taken. So as you leave for the reception, the tables will be transformed for dinner. Note that you'll be returning to your same table, but we ask that you take any personal items with you from the table as you head towards the reception. So please enjoy the reception. Profitez de la réception. Don't wait for the appointees. They'll join you after the official photographs. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.